We all have those unused spaces in our homes that we want to make more functional. And what better way to kick off season 4 of Weekend Workbench than a creative project from expert handyman Sean Bueno.
So Ryan, the main character of this project is going to be chalkboard paint. Okay, so we're going to make a chalkboard wall, but instead of just doing a plain wall with some chalkboard on it, we're actually going to build a frame around it. As you can see, we have elements of carpentry, elements of painting.
What are the tools and supplies we need for it?
You need some wood to make a frame. Now, in our case here, I picked up some walnut, and you can see it's got an interesting grain to it, and it just looks nice and finished for somebody's house.
We're planning to use Danish oil and a microfiber cloth to spruce up the bare walnut. Then we'll attach it to the wall with a nail gun and some adhesive. Don't forget to grab a pencil, tape measure, a couple clamps, gloves, and a level 2. The painting part of this project calls for painter's tape, a tray and roller, and chalkboard paint from Rust-Oleum.
You don't see a saw here, so all of these pieces I picked up at a lumber yard, okay? And for the DIYer that doesn't have a wood shop in their basement or the garage, you're gonna want the lumber yard to cut all these pieces. Yeah. So let's go over to the wall. And I wanted to go with something a little bit taller. I didn't want a small chalkboard, so I took planks of wood that were over 5 feet tall. We've got these two pieces level. I'm just gonna mark where these pieces are going. We're gonna go for like a craftsman look.
Okay.
So I actually want the top piece to overhang a little bit.
Okay.
And this is a much easier cut for many DIYers.
We trace out a large rectangle on our wall, making sure each piece is level and evenly spaced as we go. Then we outline it in painter's tape.
So Ryan, we've got the chalkboard paint ready. We're gonna use a small roller, a nice tight foam roller, small pan. This is not a huge painting project. We wanna make sure that it goes on nice and even. And I actually like using this star method when I roll on interior paint. But we don't want it to look goopy in some areas. That's an official word, by the way, goopy, yeah.
To avoid those dreaded goopy walls, we paint on a few very light coats of paint. And while it dries, we get to work on our frame.
So you can see here that I've already pre-finished the pieces that we're gonna use.
Yep.
But I wanna show you that process. So we've got our raw piece of walnut right here. And I'm gonna take a lint-free shop cloth and just wipe it down. Once again, with the lint-free cloth, we're just going to put a little bit on the cloth, just a tiny bit, just like that, and just wipe it on. You wanna leave this in a place to dry overnight. The bottom frame is gonna look like this. I wanted a little area to put a piece of chalk. We're gonna clamp 2 pieces of wood together and use our nail gun.
After a few nails, our frame is ready for our dry chalkboard wall.
The house that we're in has old plaster walls, so putting the nails into the lath might be secure in some areas and not as secure in other areas. We're gonna secure the frame to the wall with a combination of nails and this construction adhesive.
We dab on some glue, shoot a few nails, and triple check our work with a level as we secure the wood to the wall. I guess this is the final test to see if we actually did this correctly, right?
That's it, put the hat on. Pretty good.
Now this chalkboard looks great, but it's not quite ready to write on yet.
It's not. I really want this chalkboard paint to cure a little bit more, and then we're gonna go ahead and condition it by putting some chalk on it per the directions, and then we'll be able to draw on it.
Because we tackled both painting and carpentry, I'm bumping this project into the intermediate category. It's quite the before and after, especially since we transformed an unused wall space and made it functional and family friendly, all for under $75.